In today's video, we're gonna talk about editing software and what I would recommend you to start with and eventually graduate and use. Now, real quick, before we start this video, I have two things to mention. Number one is, who the heck am I? My name is Nathan and I run a popular channel called Unspeakable. There's multiple channels called Unspeakable, but our biggest one has 18 million subscribers. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years. I've posted nearly 5,000 videos to the platform, which means I've done a lot of editing. I've been through a bunch of editing softwares, and I have a good idea of basically the softwares that I would recommend you to start with and eventually graduate to. And the second thing to mention is this video is not sponsored at all. I do not work with these companies. I'm not sponsored by these companies. This is all my opinion, and this is actually what we use today to edit all of our videos that we post on our channel to nearly 18 million subscribers. Now, first, let's start with what editing software should you start with? Let's say you're a brand new creator. Maybe you haven't edited a single video, or maybe you already have 1,000 subscribers and you're looking for a good editing software. I would highly recommend CapCut. Now, I know this editing program might have a bunch of mixed opinions, but I believe it is one of the best programs to learn the basics of editing on, and the best part about it is it's completely free. When I started my YouTube channel nearly 12 years ago, I started on a free program called Windows Movie Maker, and today it doesn't even exist anymore. I guess Microsoft decided to discontinue it. I don't know if it's because it was really bad, but this program was super simple, and it kind of reminds me of CapCut. Now, CapCut is way more advanced than Windows Movie Maker, but Windows Movie Maker was completely free, just like CapCut. And Windows Movie Maker also taught me all of the basics of editing, like cutting your video, adding music, adding transitions, all the basic things that you need to learn before you graduate to a more advanced editing software. Because a lot of these editing softwares are very confusing. They're very complex. There's a lot of buttons to press. And you, as a creator starting out, probably don't even need 95% of the stuff that's in some of these advanced editing softwares. So that's why I recommend that if you're starting a YouTube channel, to start with a simple editing program like CapCut. It can teach you all of the basics, and CapCut can even do more advanced things like keyframing and a bunch of things that you would do on a more advanced editing software. So you can use CapCut for a really long time. I used Windows Movie Maker for probably, I want to say, my first 200 to 300 videos that I posted to YouTube. And then after that, I graduated to a more advanced editing software called Sony Vegas. That one was a little more advanced, obviously, but I knew all of the basics. I knew how to cut a video. I had to relearn a couple things because, you know, things moved around on the software, but that's what I upgraded to next. Now, if you're ready to upgrade your editing software, the one I recommend the most, and like I said, I'm not sponsored by them, this video is not sponsored, is Adobe Premiere. I'm a true believer that this is one of the greatest editing softwares ever. Basically, it has also supported my channel and thousands of videos for the past 5 to 6 years. And today we still use Adobe Premiere. We use Adobe Premiere to edit the videos going up on this Blueprint channel. We use them to edit all of our vlogs, all of our gaming videos. Everything under the sun is edited with Adobe Premiere. I also know a ton of YouTubers that have double and triple the amount of subscribers that I have, and they all use Adobe Premiere as well. So, and Adobe Premiere has a ton of features. I'm not going to get into the details of this video because I could probably make a 12-hour plus long video just about how to use Premiere, but it's one of those platforms that you can always learn things on. You can always try new things. You can always be learning different ways to edit on the platform. So there's so much room for you to grow as an editor for your own YouTube channel on Adobe Premiere. Now, one downside to Adobe Premiere is that you do have to pay for it. It's not free like CapCut, but you're getting a much more advanced editing software that you can use for the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years of your career being a content creator. Now, you might ask yourself, hey, why wouldn't you just start editing on Adobe Premiere? And of course you can, but it can be very overwhelming. There's a lot of buttons to press, there's a lot of things to learn, and you can start on Adobe Premiere if you so wish to, and you want to pay money right away. But the reason I like CapCut is, one, it's completely free. You can download it for free on your phone, on your laptop. And it also teaches you all the basics in a very simple way. And I believe if you're starting out as a creator, you should learn how to edit. That is a very important skill. But you also have to learn so many other things when you're a creator. You have to learn how to film your video. You have to learn how to be entertaining on camera. You have to learn how to script your video. Think of a goal and a purpose for your video. You have to learn how to film intros and outros for your video. You have to learn how to think of video ideas, titles, thumbnails, all of these different things. And then when you throw an advanced editing software on top of that, feels like it's impossible to be a good creator. So that's why I like starting with something very simple like CapCut. It's so simple. It's so easy to understand. If you have no idea how to edit something, you can probably learn in less than 30 minutes. I've given CapCut to some people I know that have never edited a video in their life, and within 10 minutes, they know how to edit a very basic video. Whereas on the other hand, if you give someone Adobe Premiere, it's gonna take them a bit to adjust to it. But that's my tips and advice on editing software. Now, of course, everyone has different opinions. And also, if you're a little more technologically advanced, but you've never edited a YouTube video, I would probably recommend for you to start with Adobe Premiere, especially if you know software, you know tech, you just know that stuff a lot more. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I was not very tech savvy. I didn't know much about computers. I needed something very simple to teach me the basics on. That's why I started on Windows Movie Maker. And then once I got more tech savvy and I learned more about gaming and YouTube and all these different things, I eventually graduated to something more advanced like Sony Vegas, and then eventually Adobe Premiere as well. But I wish I would have just jumped from Windows Movie Maker to Adobe Premiere, but that's another story for another time. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully it helps you decide what editing software you want to go with. Now, of course, there is a lot of other good options. You have DaVinci, you still have Sony Vegas, you have a bunch of other options that I still think are really good, but I'm just letting you know my opinion. And I'm letting you know the opinion from a ton of other YouTuber friends that I have that have 10, 20, some of them 50 million subscribers, and they use Adobe Premiere as well on all of their videos because I just have to be honest, it is the best of the best. That's just our opinion. I'm not sponsored by them, but thank you for watching this video. Subscribe because every week we put out videos helping creators make better videos.